So you know how we were talking about how you had mentioned that Bud kind of like is having all these ailments. His wife just passed away, and how they were he didn't really want to move out of his home. He'd been there for what 40 or 50 years, something like that, and all of a sudden his wife is having to go into assisted living, then into ambulatory, and when she passes away, like just like that, it's kind of like that all just happened. And I remember when my dad and I were first talking to him, he had said something about, I really don't want to leave this house, and then he had a car accident, and at that point, the kids were getting really worried about about him. So I think that's when they made the decision that they had to find a place for them to live. And at that point, they had no idea where they were going to go. So you were going to say something about
Well, it was just good that they made a decision when they did, because it would have been very, very complicated and difficult for them had they stayed in that private residence and then gotten infirm and had to move out, or even after she passed, have to move out. That's not a good situation to be in. And so they moved out and now are as comfortable as you can be in their situation. Of course, now she's passed and he's somewhat infirm. He's not what he used to be, but at least he has some people there to take care of him. It's a much better situation than it had been had they waited.
Yeah, and he had right after he moved, I kind of asked him, I'm like, well, how's it going? They moved into the Ventana, and I think he was happy with it. I think at first he was scared about the big move and leaving his home of 40, 50 years, but I think after he got there, there was kind of some stability, that he kind of felt like there's somebody there to help him with his mom. And he actually, right when they moved in, didn't he, Dad, he kind of fell, didn't he have an accident?
Well, right after he moved, but Ken and I have lunch with him every Thursday, and when he was in his house there, I was totally concerned that he was going to fall.
Yeah.
Because he had a steep driveway going up there, and at that time he wouldn't even take a walker. And I said, "Bud, you got to get a walker, because you're going to fall." And so I wanted him to move a long time before they finally moved it, because he'd already had one fall previous to that.
Well, and I know, and you kept telling me any day, Bud's gonna need you to help him with his house, and when I saw him a few times, he was like, "I'm not moving. I'm getting new windows for the house."
Yeah.
So,
A lot of emotion with the house.
yeah. Well, but I think I was pretty surprised how quickly he did get used to it. So, a couple things I was thinking about, as far as aging goes, just like communication, and how do you stay in touch with friends? Have you done Zoom calls? Have you done FaceTime on your phone? Or do you text? Like, how do you keep, in touch with Terry? And do you guys text, or do you call each other, or how does that go?
For me, I haven't changed at all. I mean, I still see my friends frequently. We don't go out nearly as much as we did, but we still go out quite a bit. And I do use um, I use Google Meet online with my kids and Judy's kids. We spent over an hour yesterday online talking to them, and that's good. But I think owning a house, you forget how much maintenance a house is. And as you get older, I can't do what I used to do. I don't want to get up on a ladder anymore.
Well, and both of you guys have pools.
Right. I don't do the pool anymore.
I'm not as excited about doing any of the chores anymore that I used to. I used to do all the errands, but that's no fun anymore.
Well, the city gave me a citation to cut my limbs back over the alley. And I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to get up on a ladder and cut the limbs off and have all the tools and stuff. Hired somebody to do it.
Do you feel have you gone through a lot of contractors? Is it hard to find the right person to help you? Do they
Well,
charge you a ridiculous amount of
no,
to do stuff?
no. We lucked out. We have a great guy now, and he's it's almost funny. I got him so much business that now he wants to do things for me. He bought me birthday presents. I mean, I didn't expect that. He came over with 3 very, very nice, brand new shirts.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I got him so much. Got him 6 other accounts.
Well, it was funny because I just run into a lot of people in general that get the worst contractors, and they don't do. Dad, you had a guy that came by that was going to fix something, and then he didn't do it right and took off, and then you never saw him again.
Yeah, the other thing that I also found out not to do is go to the index and get, just do an automatic search like
a Google search.
Yeah, and I got a locksmith one time on that.
Yeah.
He came in and charged me extra amount of money for just fixing a little lock for me that I used to be able to do on my own. Those syndicated people, whether they're locks or drain people, they're always on a high income deal, and you can never trust them. So you got to find those kinds of folks that you can trust, and that's hard to do anymore.
Yeah. All of us realtors have put together a contractor list that we've all tried ourselves with our own personal properties, with our clients, and so if you don't do the right thing, you get kicked off the list. And so I've got like a 40-page list of every contractor you could ever imagine, like 3 or 4 for each, that has a realtor assigned, so that when I give you a person, they're going to do the right job, or we're going to be calling them, and they're going to be held accountable to us, because we don't want to be sending them to our clients when they're not performing to the level they need to be, and they're not overcharging. So what have you guys found? This has been my hardest one, with passwords and online security. I was just telling you about my Facebook got hacked. These scammers have really gotten sophisticated, and they had me as a Bitcoin salesperson, which, I'm a real estate agent, and it was kind of scary, because, my clients trust me. And so I had a lot of people calling me thinking that I was selling Bitcoin. And the challenge is that you have a million different passwords now for so many different things. How do you guys keep up with all the passwords? Ken?
Not very well. So I have
I
them online, and I print out. It's on a spreadsheet, and I print it out every now and then in case I can't get back into my computer. You can't remember those damn things.
Well,
And I understand it. I understand why, but it's made to in the least I can say, inconvenient to use a lot of different things online. Some things I remember the password routinely, but most of the times I have to look at it.
well, then they make you change it
Right.
every 3 months, and it can't be one that you've already used. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Amazon's probably taken good advantage of that, because you can order everything on Amazon. Then you don't have to create a password for all these different companies, and they make it
Right.
real easy
Yeah,
to use them.
yeah, you don't have to create new accounts all the time.
Right.
That's a big advantage.
It really is. because I forget. I mean, and I put all my passwords in my phone, and that's how. But even then, I forget to. There's a new one I got to create, and I forget to put it in my phone, and then I have to go forgot the password. Now, what this attorney told me that you've got to do is do this. You've got to do the two-part authorization, or you've got to do that with all of your things. Two-factor authorization, yes, because they've gotten so sophisticated with being able to hack into your account that you've got to have a two-way what is it? Two-factor
You're
authorization.
gonna have a second authentication. So.
Yes. So that just makes it really annoying. Then you got to go to your email and check it, or your phone sends the number in, and you get the password from there.
But as you get older, you don't want to deal with detail. And all of that is such a detail. It's really a bummer to deal with the detail.
Things are so much easier. Believe me, I mean, I haven't been alive as long as you guys have, but it's inconvenient to me. What about the new thing? Well, it's not really new, but the banking and money management app. So nobody wants to take a check anymore. So, Dad, do you know how to use Zelle?
Use what?
Zelle?
No,
Do you know what Zelle is?
no.
Do you know what Zelle is? Do you know what Venmo is?
I think I automatic got a Venmo account when I went to North Texas and went through their parking lot. But I don't know if my account's there or not, and that was 6 years ago or more.
So what if they don't take? So these contractors nowadays, they don't really want a check, and some of them will only take Venmo or Zelle. So Venmo is an app that you can pay people from, and the money goes into a float account for a couple of days, and then you get paid. Or Zelle is connected directly to your bank, and if I send you money, it goes into your account immediately. So those are two of the main apps. PayPal also has one too. So you guys are not familiar with any of those.
Well, no, I have PayPal.
You
I had it with my business, but it's so old, I think I may have lost the password.
Oh, God. Now, what about the banking app? So, how do you pay your bills, Ken?
Well, most of them are paid, some by check, but most of them are paid by direct payment out of my bank account.
Okay, so you do have
Online banking, yeah.
But how long did it take you to? I know, Dad, you recently were writing all of your envelopes with a stamp. I mean, I think I kept telling you about banking, and you kept going, I don't trust the bank.
Yeah, well, I am using the banking, except on my old business,
Okay.
and anything through it is so there's small amount. I want to check a month or so. I think go there that way because I don't want to have to go through the trouble of setting it up.
And then you have to do another pass.
I don't want to get another password.
Okay, so what about medical technology? All these doctors are wanting to do it online where you kind of do a FaceTime. They don't want you to come into the office. God forbid you come into the office. So now they do it. It's almost like a Zoom call. Have you guys dealt with that with your doctors?
A little bit. But my primary care physician is only seniors, is a gerontologist. So he knows better than trying to get all these old people. But I have visits online, and they work. They're fine. The one yesterday was that the results of my picture taken at the Southwest Diagnostic, they said it was in their online system. Well, first of all, it took me an hour to get into it. And then when I got into it, they said no results there. Well, you can imagine it. I don't know what happened. So now I'm waiting for him to call me.
And then you have these the hospitals have these portals now.
Hate portals. Don't use it.
So you don't care.
I don't have any. I don't know what the password is. if I die without the latest results, it's just going to happen.
I don't even, every time I go in, it says the password's wrong, and then I try to reset it. And then they've got an old email address from my last company, and then I can't, it goes to that email, and then I'm like, just forget it. I'm just going to call the office and get the test results from them. Okay, so what about smart TVs? So that technology, Dad, you've definitely, I see you've got Netflix and Amazon Prime. You seem to have figured out how to navigate with your Roku to get, movies and things like that.
I can more or less handle that.
What about you, Ken? Do you have a Roku, or do you have like a Fire Stick?
I don't know what a Fire Stick is.
It's Amazon's product, but it's like the Roku, but it's
No, I have a Roku.
okay. So you both have Roku, and so do you watch Netflix? So you kind of figured out how to navigate the TV to be able to go between. No.
Yeah. What's funny about that is the answer to that is yes, but what with great difficulty, because you have to understand if somebody spent 55 years in the computer industry, I almost have to. I'm obliged to make some of these things work. Somehow don't feel I can just say piss on it. I'm not going to let it work. I have to give it a go. The Amazon Prime is still a little bit weird. I can look things up on I'm sorry, the other one.
Instagram.
No, the movie channel.
Oh, Netflix.
Netflix. I always pick them out online on my computer, and then they'll be right at the top
Okay.
when I open up Netflix. So that's always been easier.
Okay. Well, I mean that.
And I can navigate through Prime.
As I remember, it took you about months to ever get Prime working. What was all of that about?
I'm determined.
You have to have a password. You have to have passwords on all the stuff. Netflix.
I have no idea what my Netflix password is.
Because I put it in my phone.
That's an overall commentary on the technology.
Dad, I heard you talking to Siri the other day. Or Alexa, where you say to your phone, can you say that there's a microphone in your basket for something? I saw you using.
Yeah, I can use that.
What apps do you guys find that you use the most on your phone?
Messages.
Like the text messages. Now, Dad, I will tell you that you're not that good at text messages.
No, I can't get a file off a text message and over to my computer.
I've been trying to get you to go on text messaging for like 10 years.
Well,
And it's sometimes I used to tell you, like, if you want a quick answer, send me a text message. And then finally, I want to say about 5 years ago, I think you finally figured it out and you finally started texting me. And you notice you got a quick answer? I mean, the second you text me, you can get a quick answer from me.
Yeah.
But I hate to say it, but as I'm getting older, I don't really want to talk to anyone on the phone. I just want to text now. And I think people more your guys' age would Dad likes to talk
It's
on
a
the
push. It's about 50-50. I've got to be in the mood to call someone.
I get it. It's like you want to have enough time. Like my best friend.
Well, usually, in the past, you call and you want a very short phone call. It's almost a message. So that, like this morning, this happened. A guy called me. He had about a 10-second bit of information to pass to me, but he wanted to stay on the phone and talk to me. And I finally said, "Are we through?" I've got other things to do. I was embarrassed by it because I know it probably, it was a little rude. But that the kind of thing was best off uh, a text message. I just received one from my stepson approving of our date to go to Asheville, North Carolina. We gave them the dates yesterday. They said they approved them. That was right for them. They didn't have to call us. Thank God. I didn't want to get on the phone for 30 minutes.
So you are starting to not really want to talk to people.
Well, that's what I say. It depends.
But see, Dad,
Sometimes,
I think you like to talk. Dad's always on the phone. Yeah, you are. You're always talking to long conversations with people.
People I want to talk to. I don't want a conversation with people I don't want to talk to.
Like, I love all my friends and I don't really want to talk to them though. I just want to text them. That's the easiest. Nobody wants me to call them. As a matter of fact, I'll call them and I'll get a text back. And my son definitely does not want to talk to me on the phone. He wants to text me all the time.
Well, as you get older, you only have a few friends left. So
Well,
here's what I'm addicted to on the phone.
is that so that's a
Wordle.
oh, that's Wordle. Okay. Now that's a popular one. So
This is it. Today was 86 straight days.
that's good to keep your mind going like that. So I wanted to tell you guys about the biggest scam that's going on for older people. And Ken, I think you actually, unfortunately, got kind of caught in the scam. Yeah,
Oh, some years ago.
the solar panels.
Oh no, I didn't get.
Well, no, but it's a big scam right now. So what these people are doing is they're preying on older people because they're trying to tell them that they're going to have lower energy costs, like saving them money, and they're going to get all these tax credits. And what happens, and this is a big thing in the realtor world, is that then you get on the hook for a 30 or 40 year payment, and then when you go and try to sell the house, you have to pay that off, or the buyer has to take over the payment. And so it's caused a lot of problems with selling homes. And they know that these seniors they're not going to be around for 20 or 30 years. So it's been written up, and I'm just so glad that you didn't do it, because really, if you want to save money, get a Generac. I mean, that's the savior, because it's such a great investment. And when people buy the house, they get a Generac generator, and it actually improves the value of the house. But I didn't know if you